Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this month's Stretch the Sketch. And I had fun with this one this month. I have fun with these sketches every single month, and I've discovered that I really enjoy taking a 12 by 12 sketch and turning it into some other format. So thank you again so much, Janet, for inviting me to join this lovely group. And of course, we are quite a group, so please make sure you pop on down below and follow all the links to see all of the different takes on this month's sketch. And believe it or not, Janet found this sketch in Better Homes and Gardens. There was a scrapbooking sketch in the Better Homes and Gardens magazine. It's actually their sketch number 219. So as you can tell, I'm working in my December Documented, my December Memories album. You can also see the sketch should be up here. I think this time it should be on that side. Hopefully you can see it well. You can see that the first thing that I did is I flipped it on its side, and then I turned it, sort of as I did last month, into a double 6 by 8. So this will be talking about, you saw earlier in the week where I was talking about the weather on the on Lisa and Miranda's series, Christmas Memories, that we have a container with our logs and this kind of thing. So this is going to go into my book sort of next to that with this year's tally. And there is going to be some journaling here, probably here as well. So this side, I find at the moment, looks a little bit bare, but there's going to be some journaling coming in there. So, and I just love, I took this fun technique, of course, that you saw me do this summer, based on a technique that Christy does. I love it when she uses this technique, and I have appropriated it, and I use it. It's one of the ways I really enjoy playing with sequins. And it's so easy. She made it just so easy. So really you just take, so what I did here to have that sort of shape that is in the sketch, which I think in the sketch is maybe paper, but I really wanted to bring some bling and some brightness into it. So I just took some wet glue and I just went all the way along here. And then of course I took my finger and I smushed it in circles to give it this wider aspect and a thinner coverage, and then took 2 little packages of sequins that I had from my advent calendar, one from this year. The main one here you can see is from this year, all the reds and whites and those beautiful little stars. And then I took a little bit from one that I think was from last year's, or maybe even the year before, but I think last year's, that has the greens in it and the sort of little bit of some white flat as well. So then really just pour the sequins down, flatten everything down, and then really just take a few minutes to maybe place. What I do then is I sort of tap it on the table, collect what might fall off naturally, find little holes, and push them back in. And then in the sequin package from this year were these lovely larger holly leaves sequins. So I popped those in. And then I went into my Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler, and there were a couple of ornaments and stars. So I popped those up. This was from the Close to My Heart. This is from the Doodlebug. I popped all of that up on foam to sort of decorate my little, so that it sort of looks a little bit like a garland, I think. Anyway, that was my idea. I don't know whether it comes across like that, but that was my idea. So I got that down. Then I replicated this little cluster here. These are not photos. In the sketch, they are meant to be photos. I just did a lovely little cluster here with some of the Doodlebug papers from the Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler. this fun little gingerbread. I thought it went with the topic of Christmas cakes and Christmas logs. I did a banner. And then so that I would still have a little bit of a scalloped edge there, I took one of the die cuts, one of the wreaths from the Doodlebug, and I popped that underneath. I then went in and got some of the lovely Nicole Jones 911 Digiprints. I popped a camera up on foam here, a couple of the peppermints, put a star from, I think this is from the Close to My Heart sheet that came with the sampler. Popped that up on foam as well to just give me a nice little cluster there. Then here pointing to the photos, I just put highlights. And my title is sort of this year's tally. And I think it will make more sense when I have some of the journaling here, which will be the amounts and the differences this year in what people are buying. Because, of course, as you know, up here, we are in full and total lockdown. Basically, there are no gatherings, no visits. We are to celebrate Christmas in our own homes with only the people that we live with the exception of, for instance, the elderly that live alone, like my mom. I can go visit my mom, one person from the family only. And also, since I live alone, I could, if I so wanted to, I could join one family bubble because I live alone. But that is it. Otherwise, and as of the 24th, when stores close here, everything closes. Everything closes that is non-essential through until the 11th of January. So we are really, really, really back down on full lockdown. So, excuse me, we are watching the way this is changing. It is changing. Obviously, people are buying much smaller cakes and desserts. So it'll be interesting to record all of that here and to see that we might have less Yule logs, but more pastries, smaller cakes, definitely more food, because people are saying, okay, well then, you know what? I'm going to treat myself and I'm going to get somebody else to make my food if we're only 3 or 4 or 2 this year. So it's going to be very, very different for us at the shop and the bakery. And it's going to be very different, of course, for everybody celebrating as well. But we'll find new ways and we will find new fun things. I know that for me on Christmas Eve, I am doing, when I get home from work, I am doing Skype or Zoom or Kahoot or whatever we figure out. Cocktails. We're all buying sushi. We're doing cocktails with the Cornwall crowd to celebrate a little bit with them. So there you go. So I just put my photos exactly, basically the way, and of course smaller photos to make the proportions stick out. And that will be an entry into my December Memories album. The one thing, then I went back because I did find it a little bare and I couldn't wait to write the journaling, which will have to come after, of course, Christmas Eve, is I went in with some Don't Citron Me and I did some splatters. I'm not really sure that I like that, but they're there. I inked my edges in a brown ink. And then I have this lovely bag from my Advent calendar, and I think it was actually from, I'm recording this on Saturday, and I think it was actually from Friday's bag, maybe. And I think this works perfectly. So I think I'm going to do just a fun little insert after or before this with this little bag. So there you go. That is me for this month's Stretch the Sketch. Please, of course, make sure, again, to pop on down below, follow all of the links to see what everybody else got up to. I hope you are all safe. I hope you are preparing and looking forward to a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate it, or that you are just looking forward to a wonderful end of December doing activities that you enjoy with your family and friends if you don't. And I will see you back here next month with another Stretch or Shrink the Sketch. Stay safe, my friends. Bye for now.